There we go, Rhynhardt. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm sure you've heard that conversation with Capitec, and it's with PSG rather. I'm talking about Capitec here, but of course, its biggest investment. What are your thoughts on the numbers that we saw coming through from PSG today?
Look, very strong numbers. I think it was fairly widely expected because we obviously got the Capitec numbers a couple of days ago, but certainly a very good set of numbers. To grow recurring earnings by say close to about 20% is certainly not to be sneezed at, and it is one of those companies that have done phenomenally well. It's a management team that has over time created a lot of value for shareholders, and it's therefore one of the best performing shares on our market. I think the company is going to grow from strength to strength. It does look relatively fully valued to us, I think, at the moment. Not as cheap as maybe what it used to be, but a very good set of numbers and a very well-run business.
And then, of course, if you're looking at top 40 stocks on the day, MTN was hit today. There are concerns around the operations in Iran accounting for around a tenth of their earnings. Are you concerned around what's taking place in Iran and how it's going to impact the entire company? Or do you think that the 3.8% sell-off today is just sentiment-driven?
Look, I think it is largely sentiment-driven. And I think, you have pointed out that from a revenue perspective, I think it's about 10% of group revenue. So even if the currency does devalue by 50%, that's only about a 5% knock to earnings. So mainly due to sentiment. What we also do know is that they have been struggling to actually get money out of the country due to Western sanctions, etc. So I think that's more, rather playing a slightly bigger role than the true operational issues. The company has done relatively well in terms of share price appreciation, especially the last couple of months. So I think it's largely just sentiment driven, I think, at the moment, and a bit of profit taking.
And if we're talking about sentiment, of course, we know what's happened in the bond market. We know what's happened to the rand today. A lot of concerns around the mining sector, and it seems another CEO in the platinum sector has fallen. What is your thought on the outlook for Aquarius now with Stuart Murray having resigned? And I suppose it's been a really tough 3 years for the company.
Yes, definitely. I think they've certainly been through very difficult times. It is sad to see Stuart Murray go. He pretty much created the company. Investors did associate him with the company. So it is certainly, I think a fairly big loss. This is now the fourth platinum CEO that has left the industry. So it is quite hard to see the way going forward. I do think, though, that the quality of the company's assets will certainly see it through, and luckily the rand is weakening relatively quickly. So from a revenue generation perspective, I think that most of the platinum counters are seeing a little bit of light, I think, at the end of the tunnel. But it's going to be a long, hard journey to, I think, restore the company, and we'll have to wait and see who is going to, in effect, take over as CEO for the medium to longer term. But Stuart is certainly not going to be easy to replace.
Most analysts are saying that it is a loss to the company because he has really been synonymous with Aquarius for some time. CEO resignations appearingly coming in threes today. We also had SAA's CEO resigning, and then of course Jerome Smith from Cipla resigning. A lot of speculation as to what he was being accused of. Do you have any exposure to Cipla MedPro? What are your thoughts on the stock right now?
I'm glad to say that no, we don't have exposure to the company. I think that from a corporate, say, governance issues, we've always been, slightly cautious. So it is not really a surprise to I think see Jerome go. I don't think the company is expensive from a valuation point of view, but it is just quite hard to quantify what is kind of going on. So it is not one that we are invested in, I think, at the moment, and I think it's maybe just safer to maybe just sit on the sidelines and kind of see what does or what rather will come out in the near future.
Certainly has got the rumour mills going today, though. Thank you so much for joining us, Rhynhardt Roodt, equity analyst at Investec Asset Management.